So, yeah, I just turned it on, so we're going to be live in a couple of seconds.
Yeah, we're alive now.
Yeah, we are live right now. Here we go.
Here we go.
Back on the roller coaster. I like roller coasters. I like a train better.
A train wreck.
Yeah. Yeah, one of those high speed ones.
Yeah.
You get more carnage that way. If you're gonna go on a ride, go on one of those bullet trains.
Straight to John
Hey
Doe.
guys, good afternoon, good morning, and good evening. You pick where you're at. How you guys doing? Happy Sunday, happy Monday morning. Again, it depends on where you're at. I'm doing pretty good. Recuperating from the weekend. I did a lot of gardening work, did a lot of yard work. Had some very good temperatures in the yard. Here in southern part of Kentucky, we hit 91 degrees. Pretty nice. Today was pretty windy out.
That's
Roberto
nice.
talked to me. He left a couple of messages asking me if I was going to have a show. Kiwi Mike asked me if I was going to have a show. So they all got asked if they could come on, and they got something to say evidently, and I said why not. So I got Kiwi Mike on right now.
Good morning, guys. Good evening. Good afternoon.
Yeah.
I had a lovely weekend. I enjoyed it so much. I enjoyed the
Oh yeah,
Riff Raff
what did you
radio show.
enjoy?
Oh, I enjoyed the Riff Raff radio show. Bloody good show it was too.
Really?
Yeah. Well,
Which
same
part
old.
did you enjoy?
Oh, the bit where John Doe got his ass kicked. I enjoyed that so much. Finally,
Oh.
people are starting to realise what a dickhead he is. John Doe, you're a
Huh.
dickhead, pal. Well, Kev, they were
Hey,
going on about
America.
Nico. Not to bring Nico into this conversation too much, but basically it goes.
I like Nico, so be nice to
Yeah,
him.
yeah, he seems like a nice guy. Well, the bottom line is they were Popeye. I know you don't like Popeye very much, and I understand that, but Popeye stuck up.
Only if
But
he's
basically,
buying, then I like him.
yeah, well, basically Popeye stuck up for Nico. Being a vet, being an injured vet, which it doesn't really matter. He was a Popeye stuck up for him, and John Doe was just being his usual arsehole self. Has no respect for anyone really, but the bottom line is Popeye and this guy Twitchy, who seems like he started off as a bit of a dickhead, but I'm beginning to like that guy too because of just the way he talks. Yeah, he's a big noter, but in this particular equation, him and Popeye gave it to old John Doe, and basically John Doe wouldn't shut up and let Popeye finish his conversation. Being the typical arsehole he is, John Doe, and he got booted off their show. It made me laugh. I enjoyed it so much. People are starting to realise what a cunt that guy is. Yeah, so that was about it. That was the highlight for me. I enjoyed that so much. Watching John Doe get kicked out of the Riff Raff. I'm sure he'll be back next week, but I have to admit it
Well,
was funny as fuck.
yeah, you know, everybody needs a little bit of a. Sometimes we all need a timeout just to gather our thoughts.
Yeah, but he was just being an
But
arsehole, Kevin. It's not a case of him being timed out. He was being an arsehole. He had no respect for what Popeye was saying, or no respect in general. He's just a general all-round cunt. Anyone that needs a bullet in the head is John Doe. That's why he hides. That's why. That's
oh
why he
well,
hides. he hides so much of his information. He knows that once people find out who he is, he's not going to be a very happy man. But he's a gutless troll, and that's the way it is. People can say that about me too, I suppose, but I don't care.
I'm glad John Doe doesn't have a name because a bullet to the head, that's kind of a little bit
well,
too strong of words to say. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
so I think you ought to tone down that kind of talk on my show because
it's a figure of speech
for some people that you could hurt somebody's feelings if you say that.
It's a figure of speech, Kevin.
Well, I know, but for some people, they could carry that as a cross, and they could take it to certain people, and they could make something out of that.
Nah, they can't make nothing out of nothing. John Doe's a gutless weed, a little man, little fucking. He's just a. It's just not worth talking about him. He's a cunt. But anyway, apart from that, everything's cool. Another day in paradise. I'm sure your viewers will have some comments to say about that. But it was funny as fuck anyway. No one likes John Doe, really. You know that. And I reckon in his real life, he's a real sad sort of person, he's probably got no friends. The type of job that John Doe would be probably working, he'd be a government official in some sort of job like parking warden or something like that. You know what I mean? Maybe a security guard or some sort of job where you're hated by the public.
He could be a good security guard then.
Fuck off. He'd be a supermarket security guard. No sort of security guard in the respect of anything important. No. He'll be like a supermarket store guard or whatever you want to call it. If that. I don't even think he works. I think he lives off. He doesn't work anyway. He lives off his wife. His wife's a nurse that works in a hospital.
Yeah, she makes pretty good money.
Yeah.
My mother, she worked as a nurse. My grandmother was a pediatric RN. So yeah, they all, those guys make good money.
Yeah, she wears.
Hey, we got Aloe in the house. We got Rainman in the house. Randall, how you guys all doing? What's going on, Aloe? We got number 5 in the house. Squaring off. How you guys all doing? Yep. How's you guys' weather? Boy, it is hotter than a mother down here. Okay, what is this? Who's this guy speaking? Kiwi Mike. From down under. You should remember him already. Roberto might be coming on. He asked if he could come on later on. Maybe not. Who knows? I just came on for a little bit just to see what's going on, see what's happening. Just to rattle the trees.
That's my job, isn't it?
We all got a purpose.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, I can't read the room, so you might have to relay the insults about me.
Well, John Doe just came in. He sends his love to you.
Yeah, good on him. Fucking faggot.
I thought you got a computer, Mike. What happened to you? I thought you got a computer or a laptop or something you got.
Yeah, I've got a computer. Why?
Well, how come you're not using it to read the
Because I'm
room and all?
busy. Because I'm busy doing stuff, and I'm talking to you on the mobile. And let's face it, there's nothing in the room for me to read anyway. I couldn't
Oh
give a
well,
fuck. Well,
Like I said, John
I'm
Doe
just
just
here having
popped in.
fun. I'm
He
just here having a.
he
I'm
could
just here.
have something interesting to say.
Who, me?
No, John Doe just came in to say hi to you.
Oh, okay. Ask John Doe what's it feel like to be kicked off the Riff Raff radio show for being a dickhead.
I'm sure he doesn't like it.
Best thing that ever happened.
Hey, Aloe, I just sent you a link if you wanted to pop on and say hi to.
No abuse there, Alo. Otherwise, I'll hang up.
Yeah, heck, everything is a good day. There we go.
Kevin wants to rock his show. Kevin wants to make his show fucking rock today.
My show rocks all the time, buddy. You never know what's going to happen.
You keep sending those invites out. The fireworks will start, I'm sure.
Oh heck, yeah. Yeah, what's going on? Hey, Raymond, did you get any high winds up there in Chicago area? Because we had some high wind warnings down here. I was just curious if you guys had anything going on.
Good day, good day. How are you, Kev?
Hey, man, I'm okay.
Thanks for sending me out the link. It has been a while. I have not been on this show for a couple of months now, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's been a little bit of it some time.
Yeah.
Figured you haven't had nothing for a while, so I'm an equal opportunist. I'll give everybody an opportunity. I'm not gonna carry the cross too long for can't be angry too long for people. You didn't really piss me off for too much. So
I didn't piss you off for 2 months. Is that what you just said?
Well, 3 months, but I was going to say you didn't piss me off too much. I was trying to say, but my tongue got in the way.
So tell me what's going on? What's the latest? Oh yeah, same question. You answer, I answer.
Well, everything is good with me, man. I got 2 good shows going on. I got suspended for 3 months. So I had to make up another one, and this is my news show, and I got over 400 subscribers and climbing, and we're doing pretty good.
That's good. I didn't know that you're still doing shows, Kev.
Yeah, well, I'm doing. I got my head above water, and I'm doing.
Okay. So, what do you think about the latest gossip, the latest drama in the community? I mean, there's a lot of shit
I don't mind
right
as
now.
long as I'm not in it.
What if somebody wants to draw you right into the middle of it? What would you do then?
I'm just gonna sit back and go on my perch and just watch.
Okay, good. Yeah, that's probably the best thing to do.
Same place. I'm gonna tell Roberto to scoot over and sit next to Dave and just watch.
Well, Roberto is somehow making a coming back. I mean, a comeback because he has been active lately in writing comments on different live chats, and I think it's a positive thing when he gets back into the community. We all love Roberto, right?
Yo, we had Roberto and I. We have Roberto's my bro. We talk quite often offline, call each other up when he was in the Philippines today. All the time we talk. So yeah, but mostly about the Philippines and farming and everything. I know a little bit about um
About
tropical
farming.
farming.
Hmm.
Tropical, I do.
Tropical
I did it
farming.
long. I did it long enough, so I know how to do something. So yeah.
Let me just say hi to all the guys in the live chat here over on your channel, and also let me say hello to my good friend Mike Luna here.
There you go.
Oh, gee, shall I be on my guard? And it's nice to see you again too, Ellie. I enjoyed the show. I enjoy the shows, mate. I enjoy the shows.
So tell me, what do you think about it? What do you think about it? The last thing I heard is that you were a little bit, how should I say, upset about the show where we started the whole Jay situation. Give me your take. I'm very interested to hear your side.
Well, I think you might have gone a little overboard on it myself. Saying that about his father probably doesn't really put you in good light. I mean, I know you're going to turn around and say to me, "Oh, but they started it," But what threat was there really? It wasn't a threat like, how would I put it? Like a serious type threat. It was a conversation, Maybe, I don't know, I don't know the whole story, but from my opinion only, of course, it just looked to me that you might have gone a bit overkill on it. I mean, yeah, it was just not, you play it back and listen to it and you tell me what you think. I mean,
well, sometimes words just fly out of your mouth before you think about what's coming out, and the words just come out. And then later on, you go, "Shit, did that really come out?" Before you could bite your tongue.
Since the two of you are here on the panel, I would like to ask Mike Luna and you, Kev, do you guys actually listen to the Riff Raff radio show live, or you catch the podcast later when it's up there?
Oh, I get it live, but I'm blocked from your show, so I can't make no comments.
Okay.
So,
how about you, Mike?
I can get it live if I want, but obviously I sort of do the catch up after. Usually,
that's because of the time difference, I guess,
yeah,
right?
Well,
because you are
back
like
here,
2 hours ahead of the time the guy when Philippines time is 10, then in Europe it's 4 p.m. afternoon, 10 in the Philippines. I guess in your case it will be midnight.
Yeah, 10 o'clock is it is. Yeah, it's midnight. Yeah,
it's midnight. Okay, good.
Yeah,
because
that's in New Zealand. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're 4 hours.
Would you guys want to come on the show once?
I already been there. Remember, I kicked you guys' ass when I was on your show.
Nah, I don't think having me on the show would be much cop.
No, I think having you on the show would create a little bit of a, let's say, tense situation. And you know how much I like tense situations, right?
Yeah. I can just see you rubbing your hands with glee with me being on there for the slaughter.
But since Mike Luna is here, and it's a rare opportunity to talk to you, Mike, because we haven't had the chance, I think, for a couple of months now. As you remember, I was also a regular guest here on Big Kev's channel, and I think we chatted a few times, but that's like 4, 5, 6, 7 months ago. I would like to ask you, when I listen to what people say about you in the community, it's a rather, let's say, a rather negative impression that you gave them. And so I want to ask you, why um, are you? And it seems to me that you do not like certain people on the Riff Raff Radio crew. John
Yeah,
Doe, for
that's
instance,
yeah, yeah.
or Quentin
I
Baleus, Dave.
yeah.
Can you tell us, or can you tell me
Why?
why? What's the root cause of that resentment?
Well, there's no real resentment in the respect of Dave Phelps. I mean, I just call him a bully because because of his past actions.
Oh, yeah, but
I'm
there's
just,
worse people than Dave
yeah, yeah,
Phelps.
yeah, yeah. I'm just saying. I'm not saying, yeah, I just speak my mind. I can't really take sides. I'm no one's friend. Um, I'm a bit like you in some respects. Maybe how would I put it? Maybe I don't put myself forward enough like you do. I just say what I say. It's like if I like something, I like it. If I don't, I don't. At the end of the day, like you say, it's YouTube. No one really gives a stuff about anyone really. Yeah, John Doe, I dislike him from the start. A lot of people will agree with me, but they won't agree with me because of of John Doe. That's basically it. I think he's a cunt.
Mm,
He treats Filipino people badly. I mean, we all talk about Peter V, and I stuck up for Peter V. I think he's not as bad as what everyone makes out he is. It's sort of like that. But John Doe, everyone laughs at what he has to say, and yet he's worse. He treats. I mean, the common thing I can think of with John Doe is this: he says Filipino women are good for cooking, cleaning, and rooting, and that's his attitude. And that's it in a nutshell, really. Yeah, and he's just a negative type of person. I mean, look what happened with Popeye and him over just recently, just on your last show. Look what he doesn't even have any respect for people that served in the military. I mean, not that that makes it a big deal, but I mean, you could just tell what Popeye was saying was in the right. John Day just kept pushing the buttons. And
mm-hmm,
I can't. I mean, I understand where you guys are coming from. With you should all stick together as a team. And John Doe
mm.
maybe shouldn't have been kicked off the show, but John Doe brings it on himself. He you know what I'm saying? It's just
But
what he
Mike,
said was wrong.
this is what pops up in my mind, isn't it? That you often also attack Dave for his military service, and you made
Yeah,
comments about his
yeah,
military
yeah.
service, and
Well,
here you are and say Popeye was not treated with respect by John Doe.
yeah, but
Let's
the
get
difference.
into that a little
Yeah,
bit
yeah.
more because that's
Well,
an interesting topic.
well, the difference is with Dave Phelps, as he started it with me ages ago, and you were involved too in a little way, but all that was deleted off his show ages ago. But not going back over that so
Somebody
much. But
deleted
instead,
things off of his shows.
yeah,
That must
Dave
be some
Phelps
kind of
removed.
conspiracy.
He removed some comments that were made. This was way, way back. I made a comment, a small comment, where I voiced an opinion on one of his shows where I said, I can't remember exactly. I just basically called him a bully because he was picking on people. Now the thing is, that sort of started it, and then from there on, Dave and his gang of alliance members attempted to try and start up on me, but it sort of lost ground because no one's really interested in me, and it sort of
Mm,
died a natural death. But my beliefs are still the same. I'm a straight up guy. I would say what I say to you now, I would say in front of you. I'm not trying to pick fights. I'm just one of those people that will say it. Just whether I'm
mhm.
right and whether I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, okay, fair enough. I you, you know what I'm saying? It's like in the
I
case of
understand, yeah.
yeah, Dave started something and then twisted it and then had a big show about me one day and then got Johnny Warrior involved and all that and for
But
no
don't you
real
think?
reason.
But don't you think that the people that you now describe as the
no, but
victims of Dave somehow. Don't you think that they brought that upon themselves? Because let me tell you this, I know Dave a little bit better than you do, and I think that he's
yeah.
a very decent guy. He's a
Well,
guy who holds no grudge against nobody. It's just that people try to pick on him because they might not like the content of his channel. And then, of course, he reacts to the attacks. Let's say
mhm.
Peter V, for instance, said a lot of very nasty things about his wife, for
Oh,
instance.
I
And I
like
am
Peter.
sure,
He's an all
Yeah,
star.
yeah, but
yeah,
hang
but
on.
there,
Okay,
I'm
I
sure that in this
understand.
very moment there are still people who make comments about his child, about his wife, and about himself. And what he
Oh,
does then is he reacts to it, and then some guys out there take it out of context and say, "Look, this guy and that guy Dave." Or that guy Popeye or that guy John Doe, they are bullies. They pinpoint them and then they say, look, these guys are bullies. But you need to look at it in the context of reaction and in the sense of a rebuttal, right?
Yeah.
You
Okay.
understand that?
Yeah. I think what's happened is it's got to a stage where it probably has gone a bit overkill. But both being myself and possibly Dave as well. At the end of the day, it started on a simple thing of I believe Peter V, whether he said what he said, it doesn't really come into it because we're talking 2 years ago nearly, and yet Dave, every time Dave gets on his show, he's always fucking, he's always attacking Peter V over it. And my belief is if he felt that strongly about it, why didn't he get on the plane, go to Manila, and see Peter V? I'll give you an example.
well, Peter's
I'm not.
kind of hard to find. You know that,
No,
don't you?
he's not. He's not hard to find at all. Let's face it. Look at that other wombat that bloody said that. Yeah, he was on your show too. I think. No. Yeah, he was, Kevin. He was on your show.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
turned around and he turned around. He says, "Oh, I'm going to the Philippines, and if I see that Peter V, I'd smack him in the head and do all this, rah. And what does he do? He bumps into Peter V in the McCarthy somewhere, and he sent Alo a video of it. Remember that?
Yeah,
Remember?
because
Yeah, you
remember,
remember that?
remember that
Okay.
there was Al's guest that
Yeah.
Ella
Okay.
brought on my show.
Now that was a good scoop. Good on him. I mean, that was a bit of a laugh too. But you know what really annoyed me about the whole thing, and this is how hypocritical that some of these guys are on YouTube. He was filming Peter V behind his back. Okay, that's fair enough to a point. When Peter
That's
V
Joe.
turned, yeah. When Peter V turned around and noticed him, what does he say? This is after he tells us how much he hates him and all this. He turns around and calls him Sir. He called Peter V Sir.
Yeah,
It
but
was
that's
like he
Joe.
was
Well,
sucking up to his
That's
ass.
Joe Thompson. And let me be very clear about that. Joe Thompson, the professor, he is a fucking cunt. He is a fucking low life loser. I mean, that's that. I mean, I think we found common ground there because I told him too. I told him, look, Professor X, because he was known as Professor X on Quentin Baloo, and I told him, look, Joe, you have a fucking big mouth. You talk a tough game, but when you met or saw
in real
Peter
life,
in real life, he turns
Yeah,
around and I'm sure that you just probably invited him and
he froze.
gave him money and so on and so forth. That's really how it is. I'm not here to sugarcoat it. The professor is a pussy. I give you that.
Yeah,
The professor is
yeah,
a pussy, and the professor is also not
well,
on our show anymore because he's not fucking
yeah.
welcome there. Now that we know what kind of person he is, everybody has a right to change their mind, and I have changed my mind about the professor big time. I don't even fucking want him on any of the panels anymore.
yeah, okay. Well, yeah. Well, this is what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say that these guys on YouTube, they say this and that, and yet when they get the opportunity, if they get an opportunity, they suddenly go the other way. I mean, it's just I just don't get it. It's like
Hmm.
like I said, I've said this many times. I don't have a problem with Dave at all, and that's being honest. I do have a problem with John Doe because he is a cunt, and if I ever got to meet him, I would say it to him. Dave felt we're no one, we we don't know each other. It's like it's no big deal. he shouldn't be worried about me. I'm certainly not worried about him. I mean, it's just I made a few comments. He's made a few. We'll just call it quits. It's like it's not a. No one really cares, do they? I mean, honestly, I mean,
No, let me just tell you this, Dave,
I've
and a
never
lot of
threatened
people
him.
don't really know, and they know I have never met Dave, but the thing is this: I know Dave is a guy. He's one of the most decent guys in this community, believe it or not. And I'm
Okay,
not
I
trying
think
to
so.
kiss his ass or something like that, but he is a guy, when you are his friend, he is the type of guy who will help you out without even asking. So I was wondering, why is it that you make comments about him, about his military service, every time one of these other guys out there starts to attack him? And
Yeah,
I'm not
well,
here to
no,
attack you, Mike. I'm just
no, no.
here to try to find out what triggered
Let's
all of
get
this.
Mike. Come on, you guys.
Well, basically, it started as a bit of a
Sorry,
joke.
buddy.
I made a joke, and I didn't realise how much of an effect the joke had on not only Dave Phelps but a few others. And Kevin, you might recall it. It was something I said about a Humvee and a pothole.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
yeah,
sort of.
my back
I
still
made a
hurts about
comment,
that.
and it was a tongue in cheek comment. It was actually, just I don't know what to say. It was just a joke that went. It sort of got taken the wrong way.
I
I
do
basically
remember.
turned
I do
around.
remember that comment. I do remember. Please
Yeah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but the joke, quote unquote, was about them being too soft or
no, no,
complaining
no,
about something, and then they
no,
got
no,
injured or something like that. And you need to
no,
understand that these
no,
guys take that
no,
very
no.
seriously.
See, that's where it's
Uh-huh.
getting all
Yeah.
mixed up.
Uh-huh.
What it was, I said that Dave Phelps, from memory, I think I said that something about Dave Phelps. He was saying he had a back injury or something like that. And I turned around and I said, yeah, he was in a Humvee going to get McDonald's or something and went over a pothole and hurt his back. That's what I said. It had nothing to do with any other military type person or,
Mm.
uh, yeah, it sort of started like that. It was a sort of laying. It was a joke. I don't know. It sort of went a bit too far because a lot of other people turned around and twisted it and tried to
Would
imply
you
that I have no respect for the military or whatever.
would you do the same again today, now that you know that these kind of jokes probably are not really
Probably
could
not.
be taken a bit
Yeah,
as a disrespect?
yeah, probably not. I'd probably think
Hmm.
a bit more
Yeah,
than
you
that.
should stand up and apologize to all the
Oh, we wouldn't go.
Americans.
Hang on. Let's not go that way. I mean, it was if these
Put
guys
your
want
hand
to take it,
on your
if they
heart.
want to take it out of proportion, then that's up to them. I mean, common sense has to come into it. I have no problem with anyone on YouTube apart from one person, and that's been made perfectly clear. The rest of it's all hype. You know, I get called shit things. They call me shit things. I call them shit things back. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's YouTube. At the end of the day, there's no personal attacks. Meaning, like I'm not.
So
I'm not
so you
into.
should take back all the mean things you said about John Doe, right? Because he's really a swell fella.
Oh yeah, John Doe's a lovely guy. I'd love to meet him and have an ice cream with him.
Yeah,
I would like to address the comments over here
I
on
think he
your
likes
channel.
like strawberry,
Nah,
Kev.
well, it's not worth going on about. To be honest, I mean,
rainbow,
I
Mm.
admit that I
rainbow
might have been a bit
flavor.
overkill. And if you want an apology, Dave Phelps, there you go. I am sorry for being
Hey,
so mean.
here's Popeye.
There we
Toot
are.
toot.
You can sound bite it now. I am sorry for being so. What's the word I'm looking for? So misunderstanding of
Maybe
you.
he would even get you on the show, Mike
Yeah,
Luna.
maybe, but I can't see the point because it will just be a shit fest, won't it? I'm not
I
into
don't
that.
think so. I don't think so. I think it would be interesting because
I
everybody in the
know.
community knows Mike doesn't like Dave, or made comments and so on and so forth. Just what you said now, and I think a lot of people would say, "Hey, why don't you guys do a live stream about it?" And I would absolutely love to listen to something like that. I would like to address the comments
I
here. You allow me, Big Kev, the comments made by Rainman in the comments in the live chat. He says when RRR makes threats and makes fun of other vloggers, it's all fun and games. But if vloggers that they criticize fight back, then RRR is insulted. What do you think about that, Big Kev and Mike?
Well, I think we all should just take all this stuff at loosely and don't take it so seriously because again, at the end of the day, when we flip the switch and turn everything off, we close our eyes and go to sleep and we wake up the next day, YouTube's not really like part of your life. This is just really entertainment, and what we give you guys, this is your entertainment, and this really not like is part of everybody's lives. This is my entertainment for you guys, so we shouldn't really live so like put this like a badge of honor. So this is just really a thing of fun and entertainment. So we should just take it at that and don't take everything so seriously. Just like a onion, don't cut it open and start crying. The deeper you cut.
What's your take on that, Mike? And Rainman, no, I didn't block you. I don't think that you are blocked. People just put you on a timeout
Unblocked
again and again.
fuckers.
I think it was Bobsy because it's of the comments that you made. We are not insulted or hurt or something like that. We don't really take that stuff too seriously, but we set the agenda. We do what we want to do over on Riff Raff Radio. That's the difference. And you notice that when I'm here on this channel, on Big Kev's channel, or when I was over on Nico's channel, you notice that there is a difference in the way how I talk to people. That's because I am a guest on their panel. Therefore, my role changes. When I come into somebody's uh, channel on the panel, I let them talk, of course, because that's one of the things that you do as a sign of respect, whether you agree with the people on the panel or not. Over on our channel, I admit that in my case, my role there is the attack dog, and I think I'm very, very good at it. But Mike Luna, what do you think about what Big Kev just told us about, not taking YouTube too seriously?
Yeah, I agree. I think YouTube's got to a stage where people are starting to get divorced from reality a bit. They're starting to 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 act their YouTube life rather than their real lives. And it gets hard. It gets addictive. Even Roberto mentioned when he was on your show the other day, he even said, "Oh, it's hard to get away from it." It's sort of like.
Well, if I mean, I felt like I was in like I was a
I think a
prisoner
lot of it's
when
to do
my
with.
internet was down. I mean, it was. I felt like kind of lonely.
Maybe it's a lot to do with boredom. Maybe a lot of guys have
Yeah,
got too much time. I mean, I don't know.
Let me bring up another topic, quite interesting, and I would also like to know what your opinion is. And the Rainman also addressed it earlier, and we talked about it on the last show, and I believe Dave over on his channel on Quentong Baleo. Um, the issue with Nico's experience. Nico, we all know him.
I
He
like
is
Nico.
a guy who is also regularly doing live streams. And Rainman just said earlier that and he was referring to us, the Riff Raff crew, we are trying to somehow influence him to get on our side. And I think that's absolutely true, because let me address that. It's absolutely not true. What I can see there is that certain people try to tell him, try to influence him to stay away from us, even before we even went on his show, even before we talked about him. And I know that that is true. And I would like to ask you, Big Kev, and I hope you will give me an honest answer. Uh, are there
Ask me anything.
people? Are there people who come to you and say, Kev, stay away from any of the guys who are doing the Riff Raff radio show? in the background,
No,
telling you, don't let Alo on the show, or try to block him, or this and that guy is associated with Riff Raff Radio, you should block him, and so on and so forth.
no. Seriously, no. Nobody tried to influence me and tell me anything.
Mm-hmm.
So yet. But I
Okay.
talk right now. I talk to everybody. I don't talk to Dave or nobody, but I talk to you and I talk to Roberto. But
Mm-hmm.
everybody else, I don't talk to. But
And I hope, that.
I don't talk to. I haven't
Uh-huh.
talked to those other guys either. But I do talk to Nico quite often. I'm like almost a daily basis. But everybody else I haven't talked to for a very long time. I haven't even talked to Sentai 7 for a very long time. But
Mm-hmm.
but everybody else,
And I hope it stays
I
that way. I hope it stays that way, because over the next, if it hasn't happened yet, as you just told us, I believe it will happen, because Nico told us several times that yes, he confirmed, yes, there are guys out there who contacted him, maybe not in a direct way, but he somehow insinuated, Riff Raff Radio crew, stay away. It means trouble. It means drama. It means that they are trying to get you involved in the drama, and that's absolutely not the case. And I don't know where that is coming from. What we did is, actually, Popeye and I went on the show, and we had a very good discussion with Nico. Nico also shows up regularly over on Riff Raff
yeah,
Radio's live
that
chat,
was today. I
and
heard you guys.
we never really had a problem with him. And I believe uh, some people don't like that. Some people always want you guys out there to choose, to pick a side. It's either this or it's either that. And let me be very clear about that. We on Riff Raff Radio, we talk about the facts. We talk about people who do scams, who are e-beggars, who are lying, who are doing all these things. And we don't really do this because we just want to do a show and make things up. It's just what we see on these blogs, and we talk about things nobody else does. And of course, it lays in the nature of the topic that people do not like that, because that's their lifeline. Who wants to be called out and fear that people might know the truth about them, that they have criminal records, that they declared bankruptcy, that they refuse to pay child support? And these are all facts. People in the US and in Australia and in other countries, they are digging up all these shit. And when they attack our wives and kids, there is one big difference. There is one big difference. Our wives and kids are not e-beggars. They are not scammers. They do not even have YouTube channels where they go public and ask for money and lie to people and all these things. And that's where the difference is. Some people still refuse the fact that our families and our people, they are not out there asking for anything. The moment you go public, you cannot claim anymore and demand anymore that people will respect your privacy when you use that privacy to trigger a reaction from the people out there when you go public to send you money. That is the issue here.
Yeah, but Alo, you got to remember one thing. Like, I don't know Nico. I only first heard of Nico really on your show the other day. But Nico, and we'll bring Jay into it too. Since the subject is heading that way, they were brought into it. They've been brought into it. I mean, they chose, like, Jay obviously sticks up for Barmer, and you guys obviously have a few things to say about Barmer. So you brought Jay into it. So, you know, what's Jay to do? As for Nico, I mean, he's stuck in the middle too with Ren. He's apparently good friends with Ren, Sentai 7, and we all know where we stand with Sentai 7, but I mean, once again, he's in the same boat, isn't he? These guys have been brought into it by Riff Raff Radio. I mean, let's face it, what was said the other day by Jay, I don't class it as a threat. class it as a rebuttal, and it was something that was said tongue in cheek more than there was no real malice behind it. I mean, you see it differently, I know, and I respect that too. But this is where
But that's a
suddenly
good.
it starts getting out of hand. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good question, Mike. You brought it up. You basically what you are saying is, why did Riff Raff Radio start to draw Jay into this? Jay the Aussie, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Why
you were all
why
mates
start?
once
Yeah.
upon a time too. You know?
Okay, let me explain that, because that's a very good question. Some people might not know. That's a good question. The reason is we were talking about the situation of Bama, and
Now you do know
started.
I like Bama and I like Jay and I
I
like
do,
Black
I
Jay
do know
too.
that. I do know that, Kev. We
Okay.
were starting to talk about Bama, about what his funds and everything else. And what we heard then is that Jay started to get himself involved in this by calling the guys who talk about certain issues Bama is involved in. He started to make comments about them, and then he basically start, as you said it, he sticked it up. He was sticking it up for Bama, and in that moment he becomes part of all of this, because he chooses a side. He didn't keep quiet about it. He said, "Hey, you guys should knock it off. You are just jealous." And we talked about that. We talked about his reaction to these vlogs. And let me be very clear: Bama did threaten Popeye more than once with going after him, physically attacking him with a brick. He was claiming that he is mentally unstable and he would silence him one way or the other. And then what happened then is that Jay got himself involved in and said, "Hey, these guys should be very careful. We will come after them," and so on and so forth. And I believe at that point we have a right to talk about it too and make it a topic. It's not that it is that a friend just gets attacked because he is a friend of Obama. It is because that guy has involved himself in all the drama. He has taken a side and he has attacked us too for talking about facts. It is a fact that Bama is doing a GoFundMe for his teeth. It is a fact that he has asked several people, including myself, for money for load, for in my case Xbox chargers and other things. He has done that several weeks and months now, and now it's very clear that he is doing it more and more. He is asking for money for a notebook, for his teeth, for support, and he left several people in debt where he didn't pay for electricity bills, water bills, and so on and so forth. It's pretty much the same what Do More Life did up in with the girl in Solano before he went over to Thailand. And I think that is a well known issue in the community. He is the same type of person. And I believe in a public place, and this is a public place, this is social media, people talk. People judge you by the things you put out there. And I think we have a right on our channel to talk about these issues, because that's what Riff Raff Radio is all about. And I understand that some people do not like that, because they always say, "You do not know us, you do not know what you are talking about." But this is what I see. And I see people who refuse to pay child support for their kids. I do see people who are overstaying in some cases, who are trying to mooch off other people, who are asking for money, and who are not very transparent about what they do on these live streams. And I think there is
And
how should I
Bama
say, there is
has
a market for that. People
admitted,
want to know.
hello, Bama has admitted today that he had said that he slapped his wife in the past, but he said it was all in what he considered, what was that word? That was just that was just a fluke. He said that because other people have bullied him into saying that. Uh, but we know it's the truth that he does not like women to talk back to him, so he will slap any Filipina, which is going to be a down thing for him if he does. If it's found out that he slapped his girlfriend because she talked back to him and stuff like that, I will, literally come after him. And he said, "Well, come after me. You can't get me. I have connections here in my, wherever he is in Barrio." Uh, well, then, yeah, I'll take that challenge, Bama. I'll take that challenge. I will literally confront you in a bar, wherever you're going to be at, and show you that you end up slapping any Filipina, you will get the consequences of your actions. And he said, "Ooh, I'm scared. Come and get me," or whatever. Well, uh, don't don't wish. Whatever you wish for, it might come true.
Mm. Absolutely, you're right about that, Roberto. I would like to tell Doug's choice. He thinks that I am a clown, and absolutely, Doug, you're absolutely right about that. Usually, I also use a jester. Some people don't really know the difference between a jester and a clown, but I give you that. That is your opinion. There is no problem with that. I have no problem with that. You can call me all kinds of names. I would
By the
like to
way,
address.
I just
I
want to
would
say,
like to. Yeah,
I
please
just
go
want,
ahead.
yeah, sorry, I just wanted to say hello to Roberto. Good
Hello,
morning.
morning. Yes,
Or,
Rain Man. He did admit it to it, and I'm not the court. But when it comes to his, okay, I in my field, I see a lot of these things where domestic problems where white women or black, not white women, white males or black males slapping their wives or girlfriends. So it's not acceptable here in the states, and a lot of it does not
Well,
get.
domestic abuse is
Yeah,
everywhere.
it's everywhere.
it's not a good thing.
But he has to
We all
remember
agree with that.
he's in the Philippines, and that shit don't. I don't care who you are. You do that, you get that. Once you do it once, you'll do it again. I mean, these
Hello.
guys can't control this. They think that they have to have control over their women. If the women talk back to them or um, does not do what they do, that's why they like Filipinas. A lot of these um, guys who like to beat up women, they like being in the Philippines because our Filipinas they are submissive. They don't talk back to their man. They do what they do. So that's why he couldn't control his white wife because she talked back to him. And I guess women in the United States are more you know independent. Like my wife is independent, but I don't tell her how she should run her life. She does what she wants, and we're equal partners. But
John Doe, what are you putting down?
Can I just ask Ayla a question?
yes,
It's just changing the subject a little bit. What the other day when on the show, Ayla, what did you think of John Doe's attitude over that Nico thing?
That,
well, go ahead. Who are you asking the question to? Allo or
Yeah, hello. Sorry.
okay? All right, sorry.
I know
Go ahead.
your view, Roberto. I mean, you're
Right.
pretty similar to mine.
Actually, it's a very big topic right now. It's a very big topic, and I believe next Saturday we will address it. I hope that certain people will come on the show. Some people believe it was very disrespectful towards veterans, and then other people say that veterans should not enjoy a special status. So there are like two camps. I understand both sides. I really do, because I know that John Doe actually did not attack Nico for being a veteran. That's absolutely out of question. John Doe was trying to talk about certain issues related to Nico's GoFundMe projects and charity
Yeah.
projects, and Nico has spoken about that. And on the other side, we got Popeye, who got a little bit upset about the fact that he felt John Doe is always interrupting him and he felt like, from his view, that he is attacking a fellow veteran, and that's the issue here that we are trying to sort out. For me, as a neutral observer, I think it's a very interesting discussion. I believe other people will join in, and then we see where it goes. I would like to say something else, and you, Mike, you also brought it up earlier. This is again a Rain Man comment here. He said. He said, but if someone talked about your dying father like Alo did, even after he said some things about their families, is uncalled for. Let me address you this. The thing is, he, Jay, several times encouraged his 4,000 plus subs to harass our families, wives, and kids. And I do believe that you cannot control that anymore because you do not know what people among these 4,000 subs interpret into it. You cannot control. A few crazy guys out there might feel encouraged and say, hey, they attacked my J, my real deal. Let's go after them. And in this case, it might be a minor who attends a high school or a grade school, and all of a sudden that person, that child, that minor will get harassing emails. And you know what it does to kids, you know what it can do to minors who will just get attacked by, and in his case the demographics over on his channels are males, guys like him, and they could say really nasty things to a child in the middle of nowhere, emails coming in, because that's what he said, harass the shit out of them, attack them, people who have nothing to do this. And I do believe, and I know that there are others who might not agree to that, I do believe that I have the right for a counterattack. And a counterattack cannot be, hey, guys, go after their families and harass them. No, I will go, when you go low, I will prove to you that I will go lower, that I can do uglier and a lot more nasty than you do. Because if you want to play this harassment game and you called for it, there is nobody else out there in this community who has mastered this kind of harassment and online threatening. That is me. Me, out of the winter on Riff Raff Radio. If you want to fuck with us, you are fucking with the wrong guys. Because right now we have passport information, we know where they are, addresses, former employers, not just only from the people involved, but everybody else. We have pictures where they are involved in sexual acts. And if they want to go and realize this project that they will destroy the reputation of our families by harassing them, we will do the same. The difference is we did not start this. They said it out there and said, do this dirty game, destroy their families by harassing them. Harassing means intimidation and all kinds of forms. You can look it up. It might mean a lot of things, a lot of different things when you look at his number of subscribers. What will he do when, for instance, somebody of his subscribers starts to sexually harass one of their kids or my kid? What will you do? Because he was talking about, I want to know, and I quote,
Well, what
I
about
want to know when their menstruation is, and so on and so forth. And given that demographics, you cannot control that anymore. And what I did is I put it right back. I was talking about his dead father, and I will continue to put out vlogs where I will send you vlogs where you will see a casket lowering and funeral scenes making very nasty comments up until the day his father passes away, because that's how I, out of the winter, roll. That's how
Well,
I will do it.
hopefully
well,
That's
that's not
how
going
it
to
started.
happen for a
well, why don't
while.
okay if you
We're
feel that
changing the
strong,
subject now.
yeah, well, it's getting a bit personal, but yeah, if you feel that
Yeah.
way, I mean, your side, Riff
Well,
Raff Radio side, do enough harassing and intimidation of others too. I mean, I look at it. Okay, if it's going to get that personal, Alo, why don't you and Jay meet up and then discuss it in real, and then
No, the thing is this. The thing is this. You said it. What many said, that you guys also attack. What we do is we call people scammers. We call people
yeah, I
e-beggars
understand
because
that.
that's what
Yeah,
they do. When did we encourage any of our subs to go after their kids? When did we encourage any of our subs to harass somebody who has nothing to do with this? When did we do that? I cannot remember. Honestly, I cannot
Okay.
remember.
Well, I
If
can't
you
go back.
stick it up, if you stick it up for your friend by getting yourself involved in this drama, why is it that you are so thin-skinned that when people call you out, because it's a fact. In this case, Jay, in my opinion, he is a loudmouth. He might say the same about me. I might say something like, "Hey, this is a guy who just pretends to be a big shot, lives with his mother and his parents in Cairns, and that's a fact." And he admitted to that. There is nothing wrong with that. He might not like it, but there is totally no reason at all to say find who they are, where they are, and harass the shit out of their wives and kids.
Well, Ella, we can do basically the same thing with them as far as harassing their family. I have pictures of Jay's sister, which I was going to put up as an avatar to show Jay that, yeah, we can do the same thing in reverse. We can harass your family member too, and we also call out all of our subscribers to harass your family.
But we're not going to do that on my show, though,
Yeah,
right?
well, then I just did. I'm calling to all our subscribers to do so. And then let me answer Rain Man's question, because he keep asking the same question for last year or so. Everybody knows that my brother 25 years ago was deported to the Philippines because he's not an American citizen. Okay, so he got into drug abuse really bad, and when I took care of him 10 years prior to that, I was been taking care of him. I made sure he stayed out of trouble, but he keeps getting back into drugs. Well, he broke his probation for like the third time. Okay, he did nothing criminal like us, stole anything or killed anybody. He just broke his probation because he stole my mom's car. Then my mom turned him in, and when they caught him, they found him with my ID. Since we were twins, they thought it was me. So, yeah, we went through that problem for 15 years prior to that. So he got deported due to he had the judge gave him an ultimatum. He said, "You got two choices. You could either go back to jail for whatever 8 months or a year for breaking your probation, or you can be deported and go to the Philippines." He chose, since he wasn't an American citizen, he chose to go to the Philippines. Well, that's the best thing that ever happened to him. And I wish all drug dealers, or not drug dealers, drug addicts. He wasn't a drug dealer. Drug addicts go to the Philippines because it saved his life. He is clean now. Like I said, he got this last election. He was appointed chief of police for our barangay, um, which you've been wanting for the last 5 years. So yeah, I mean, it helped him a lot. I mean, if you want to talk about that, I think the Philippines has saved him, and I'm glad he got
So he
deported.
turned his life
Well,
around.
from drug addict to
Turner,
chief of police, that's pretty impressive.
it is because he's clean. He doesn't even drink anymore. To that point,
Well, that's
so I mean, it saved his life, and I hope all drug addicts go to the Philippines and get cleaned, because for one thing,
otherwise they'll get shot.
or otherwise they get shot. And my brother knew that even back then, back in 2000, 2001. He run from his criminal case. No, Rayman, I told you he wasn't a criminal. He just broke his probation. There's a different. I know you're here in the States. You're in Chicago, Raymond. Um, we know that you in the States that if you break your probation, they'll put you back in jail, or they give you more probation. And in his case, the the judge gave him an ultimatum, and he chose to go to the Philippines. Okay, so he wasn't really deported. He was asked to go back to the Philippines because he was a Philippine citizen. He had a green card. Okay. Um, no one leaves the U.S. by choice. You're wrong. You can leave the U.S. by choice. I don't know if you're dumbass or what education you have, Rain Man, but you're really ignorant.
I thought you were talking to me.
No,
I was going down.
I'm going to talk to Raymond.
Rayman is the typical Rayman is the typical OFW who looks at the U.S. as the land of milk and honey. You need to put yourself in his shoes, then you know where he's coming from.
That is true.
It's what you make of it.
It's impossible for him to believe. He had also an encounter with Tox, and little did he know that Tox is actually upper class. He lives in places, I believe, like San Lorenzo village in Makati, and there was really a clash of, I don't know, it's basically like they are both Filipinos.
I seen Rain Man.
They come from all
a little
a totally
roly-poly.
Life.
He's a little roly-poly who was bullied when he was in school here in the States. So he understands about bullying. And
but he's a very opinionated guy, and I invited him several times to get on Riff Raff Radio or on any other channel, maybe a more neutral channel, if he wants to, because I don't see the point of. This is a neutral channel, exactly. For instance, here, and Raymond is very opinionated.
Channel, and everybody doesn't want to go on my channel.
That is because
heartbroken about that.
Yeah, we don't want to take over your channel
because people don't know. People don't know, Kev, that you are still doing shows. That's the problem. I didn't know that you're still doing shows. You have been away for a while.
Yeah, well, 2 weeks isn't too long. Feels like it, though.
But no offense meant, even when you were doing the shows, nobody knew that you are doing shows.
Kiss my ass. I know you want to.
He means that with love.
Don't freaking on, Kevin, guys? Come on.
Hey, let me say something about Frank.
Don't start on my mate, Frank.
Well, Frank, he was claiming that he's done stuff in his lifetime. When you end up living in your brother's basement on a chair talking to yourself, then I don't see that being something you accomplish in life, because that means that you had problems in your life that put you in that situation. So once you tell the truth on how you really become poor and undesirable, and you choose the Philippines to help you get out of that trouble pass.
Halo, Roberto misses the drama. You see, he wants to come back. He's getting in his 10 cents worth now.
Yeah. So
come on, Roberto, let it all out. I know you've missed it all.
Well, I mean, Frank keeps saying, "Oh, how much money he has." He throws a lot of money around. Man, that money was probably your whole, monthly income of maybe $1,200 a month or $1,000 a month. I mean, that is not a lot of money. It looks like a lot of money to Filipinos, but to us foreigners, Westerners, that is not a lot of money. You think that you're a big man and living in the Philippines, you got a good girl, which I still don't understand why she's with you. But that's
his girlfriend looks like a nice lady. Should be nice.
That's why. Yeah, she's a good girl, but we don't understand why she's with him. Because a lot of girls, once they get with any white males that comes from the States, they think, because once they come from the States, 90% of the time they're white trash in the States. Okay, they're either.
See, you're lucky, dear.
Yeah, so they're either they live in a trailer park.
Filipino. See, he's telling you.
They live in a trailer park, or they live in the South, doing their own cousins, or they live in their mother's or brother's basement. So in this case, Frank, we know you live in your brother's basement, so we know the type of white trash you are. So you come to the Philippines, and now you come into the Philippines, and now
Frank
you're the big man.
She's with him because I'm a good man. Well, I believe you, Frank.
Well, yeah, you could be a good man in her eyes, but in reality, everybody knows on this YouTube community that you're just white trash, American white trash. So
I still like you.
Until you prove us differently, I mean, it's going to take years. It's going to take years, but you keep going the way you're going. You're not going to last long in the Philippines. You're getting old. You're dying. We know. Once you get some health care problems, you're going to be gone. You just a foot away from death. So that's all I got to say.
It seems you're not really a fan of Frank, Roberto. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, you could say that. Rayman, I still like you in the sense that you're Filipino, and half of me hates you and half of me likes you. But that's something we're gonna be in battle with throughout, however long we're on YouTube.
I like everybody until they mess with me for no reason.
Right.
So you tell them, Kev.
Yeah, well, I just want to say this about Rain Man. There's one thing I like about Rain Man. Everything else I don't really like about Rain Man. I think it's not a big deal. But there's one thing I like about Rain Man. He makes, or his opinion represents a big group of people. What he says is what we usually hear, and he breaks it down into one statement, because you just heard it over here. Some people say, okay, the comments about the Jay's dad, inappropriate, it's nasty, and he articulates that, and the attacks, he says Riff Raff Radio attacks others, but when others attack Riff Raff Radio, they are butthurt, they are too sensitive. And Rainman is a guy who is very vocal about that. He is very opinionated about that. And that makes him so interesting because when you address his statements, you basically address everybody else's statement who does not like us. And that's the good thing about him. I always told him I would like him to get on a channel, and I believe he is hesitant about that because some people want to keep that what I would call anonymity when it comes to their voice and identity and so on and so forth. And I believe, and I'm not trying to mock it. I do remember that when I started to do shows over on Kwentong Value with Dave, I was also nervous every time he would hit that go on air button and you would be live. In the first 10-15 seconds, you're a little bit nervous because you see people show up in the live chat and you feel like, okay, what am I gonna say today? And in my case, of course, my limited English vocabulary plays also a role, and you might feel insecure, and that might be one of the reasons. In his case, I don't think it's an issue since he is a Filipino American. Everything else about him, I must say, he loves to take sides. He pretends somehow to be neutral, but he looks away when the other side says something about us, but blames us for exactly the same. And that's okay because he roots basically for the other guys. That's him. And he might have felt disrespected at some point over on Riff Raff Radio, and therefore he was very upset about certain things. Yeah, please.
Ella, let me step in because Frank is saying that he owns a condo and a house or whatever.
A small house.
Okay, a small house and a condo. Now, if everybody remembers back in his first videos, I mean, you can see how poor he was. He had to get a FundMe account to come to the Philippines. Now, a person who owns a condo, if I own the house that the address that Black American Expat put out there on me is not it's not where I live. It's actually my rental property, and my daughter lives in there. So, but I wouldn't be coming up to her in that house because she has more guns than I do, and she knows how to use them. But and I live in a bigger house than that. That was my dad's house back in the '80s, so I bought that from him. And when we came to Texas and around 2004, 2005. So if he has a condo, why does he ever show himself in front of his condo or living in his condo? See, he says things like this to make you think that he's someone special, someone that is someone big, and he came to the Philippines, to live out his rest of his life in luxury. I mean, if I see a lot of bullshit in his comments. I mean, and you guys know this. He has a lot of bullshit in his comments. So keep coming out with all these after the fact. I mean, you never said these things in your first time you ever, came on YouTube. You never mentioned any of these stuff till now because people knows that, you were poor. You tried to get money to come to the States, and you had to save money. I mean, to the Philippines. So you had to save money to do that. Someone who have to save money does not own a condo. So keep coming up with all this bullshit, Frank. You're just as useless as you are in life. You never done anything in your life. You never will do anything in your life. You're a complete white trash loser. And now that you're in the Philippines, you think you're a big shot. Well, you're not. So, sayonara, motherfucker.
Hey, I want to also. Oh, look, Dave's here. Huh? Yeah, hey, Dave. Thanks for blocking me from your channel and
He
our
unblocked you.
show also.
Wait a second,
No,
Kev. Before you block him, he already unblocked you.
No, I tried today and yesterday, and I'm still blocked.
Yeah, but that's because he was not holding he was not doing the stream. The stream, we had problems with the stream, and we even had problems to get John Doe back on the panel, as you remember. That's because he was not the host and he didn't do the live stream. Everything is okay now because we only stream once a week. You cannot only once a week. Why don't you give Dave the chance to come on the show? Because we got Mike Luna here, we got you here. I mean, it would be good for your channel, Kev.
Hey! I got 36 people already here. I don't need another.
That's because we are here helping you out, helping out a good old friend.
No.
Yeah, I have to agree with that, Kevin. And I wouldn't steer you wrong. So, come on, you really think I'll steer you wrong?
Nah.
Come on, as both of you guys are cutting my Achilles tendon.
Yeah, you stay staunch, Kevin.
Yeah. I got look at
my
crowd I have.
Shit. Save it for another day.
Exactly.
Riff Radio next week will be fun.
Shit.
It's good to have you back.
Next they're going to try to recruit me to come on this show.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Welcome. And yes, I am going to be back on Riff Raff Radio. It's I started it out like it came out from me. I did the sperm. I gave the sperm, to Ref Radio. So it grew into, into
a lovely baby.
uterus. Yes,
and you didn't support the channel.
I feel like I'm gonna have a bad dream after this show.
Where's your child support, Roberto?
I give it child support. I always give it child support. I never bow out on my child support.
Responsibility.
So, yes, and from behind the scenes, I give it a lot of support. My heart and my soul. So yes, now it's going to be a very young man, very beautiful man, and very successful man. So thanks to me for my sperm.
Hey, can you quit touching your nipples when you're talking? Jesus Christ.
It's getting hot in here.
Yeah, do you think?
Yeah.
Kevin, don't bluff.
All of you guys are patting each other on the back. we got Frank over here dry humping here. I mean, Jesus.
That was good.
Hey, too lazy for you. How you doing, buddy? No, hey, seriously, I'm already tired. We had a long day, good day, and I'm just about ready to say, hey, I already got 37 people. Without Popeye, without Dave, Aloe. What's that guy? John Doe trying to promote his channel. Hey,
who was trying to promote his channel?
John Doe. He wanted to put a video for me to put on my show.
What's the name of his channel? I didn't know he has a channel.
John Doe. I don't know. I didn't even know he had a channel.
What's the name of it?
I don't know. He's your dog.
Oh wait, here, Philippines with John Doe.
Philippines with John Doe, fucking lovely.
Philippines with John Doe is a channel. Talking about new channels, Popeye also has a new channel. People ask, will he come back? Will he be around? And
that Popeye, I'm even being nice to you.
What is
Popeye? I'd even kick you off the show.
You should try to get Popeye on one time. Kev.
Jesus Christ. Are we going to have Christmas early?
Popeye's all right. I know, Kev. I know he's giving you a bit of a razz, but I like Popeye. I really do. I'm sorry.
I'm almost ready to have that Mexican Jew come on, so we can have Hanukkah.
That would be
Roberto, isn't it? I always thought that was Roberto.
No, Roberto is Leyte Boys here.
Yeah, but I thought he was Mexican Jew as well. No. Oh my.
No. God. My other one's the brown American. The brown American.
He wouldn't be on the panel if he was Jewish. He wouldn't be on Riff Raff Radio's panel if he was Jewish.
Yeah, I'm a bit worried about you, Alo. Are you really Filipino blood? Be honest.
Yes, I am. And you are the guy who said I'm not. Because I tell you what, there are a lot of people. There are a lot of people like me who are very hateful, as you call it, and they are Filipinos. I mean, you should talk to my cousins. When they see Jews at the airport in Zurich, they would make comments like Hitler forgot these guys.
Honestly, the way I bet you don't say it out loud. I'd swear that you were German. I thought that. I honestly thought that. I have to admit.
He's not German, he's a Polak.
That's because I grew up there.
Yeah, okay, because, fuck, man, some of the stuff that comes out of your mouth, man, fuck, I tell you, it's diabolical.
Hi, Hitler.
Yeah, you might as well say that, yeah. I really thought, I'm being honest. Like, I'm a straight-up guy. I'm not going to deny or say.
Well, that's good.
My wife always claims.
No, that's why I'm asking you now. That's why I'm asking you now. Are you really Filipino blood?
Yeah.
Okay.
But some people try also to stereotype because they have a certain pictures of Filipinos that they are very quiet, submissive, friendly, and all that kind of thing. And you actually got two guys here who are of Filipino descent. That's me and Roberto. And I don't think that we are, I don't know, pushovers or sissies or when you listen to what we usually say. And that's probably one of the reasons why that other group of people thinks that we are probably not Filipinos, in my case, because they believe that I couldn't do anything to them. Because these days
Well,
it seems
because
to
hello,
be,
because we're westernized. I mean, we're not here. We're not, and we understand about the world. You know, we're not in the Philippines where we're what do you call that? Submissive and not world known. I mean,
I don't,
we have
I
no experience,
Well, I
but we
don't
have
believe that's
experiences.
out of submissive
Roberto,
part
I
of
don't
any
think it is
Filipino.
that. I don't think it is that. When it's
No.
not Filipino versus Westerners. I think it has to do with social class. There are a lot of Filipinos when you go over there, like in Manila, or the guys who own property out in the provinces. They are
Okay, well, I
very,
take that
I would
back. You're
call that
right. That's what I
matapang,
meant. I meant to say that. I mean, like, I mean
rough.
to say Filipinos who
Well,
come
say it
to the
like you
Western
say it
world.
then, damn it.
Well, when Filipinos come in the Western world, they understand the Western ways. So, us being Filipino, like me being Filipino Samoan, I got my anger on the Samoan side, and I got my
An
missive side, and
American.
In the Filipino side, and I got my Western mentality in the U.S. So
Mm.
when people try to push us, or threaten us, whatever, we're gonna fight back because we know that you know, we can do the same thing. I mean, we're not scared. Nobody, you know.
If you if you read the online news coming out of the Philippines, or if you go to places in Manila, the rough neighborhoods, you will see typical Filipino guys in flip-flops, and they are aggressive, they are raw, they are nothing like what some people might think are pushovers. They are very if you look at crime statistics, they are very violent people. And if you look at President Duterte, for instance, he is the embodiment of that Filipino machismo. That Filipino machismo, where it's rough, where it also sometimes is very violent. I give you a couple of examples. For instance,
Yeah, but I
uh,
think that mixed blood with Spanish blood.
yeah, but many have. And if you look at for instance places like Maguindanao, or other places, a couple of weeks ago you would see news coming out from the Philippines about the barangay elections. And every time there is an election in the Philippines, people get murdered, in the thousands, and also with the drug war. And if you have ever seen a documentary, not necessarily been going into a Filipino jail, you will the circumstances there, the human rights abuses there. It's appalling. It is a tough place. And I remember that I have mentioned this earlier on
Hey,
Riff Radio. You guys should
hey,
check
Al,
out
are
that
you talking about
Netflix
the
series.
human rights abuses? Are you talking about the line dances, or what part of the human right abuse are you talking about?
The
Because what
human
I
rights
seen,
abuses that are taking place in for instance in jails. The only
oh,
difference is that I believe that is the right thing to do, to carry out a crusade against crime and drugs in the Philippines, because the country actually has to bleed first for it to get to that level, or to become a better place. And that's why I believe President Duterte is the right man to carry out that mission, which is a mandate given to him by the Filipino people. But let me tell you, if you have Netflix, please check out the series Amo, which is a series about President Duterte's war against drugs. And it's a quite interesting series. I don't know if you have heard of it, or if you have checked it out yet, but I
What's the
have
spelling of
spoken
that?
about it.
Ammo, AMMO or AMO?
AMO, like boss in Tagalog, amo,
Oh,
like
AMO. Okay.
bossing, yeah,
Yes.
like bossing, yeah. So you wanna check that out, and I believe you know people look at certain Filipinos, or the wider community of Filipinos, as based on their personal interaction with Filipinos. And if you look at the guys, for instance, in Cebu, there are young Filipino guys who would bring their food, and Filipinas who will cook for them, clean for them. And I tell you this, there are Filipinos who are absolutely not like that, and that it's the majority of people. And maybe that's the reason why some of you guys are still surprised when you hear people
What?
like me or Roberto, who are what you described as being hateful.
Yeah, I'm nearly done. Why? What's up?
Having 42 views is nothing. It's quite normal.
Oh, so what? She can wait.
That's because I am on your show, Kev. You know that, right?
Whatever.
Whatever.
Whatever. I thought it was because I had Kiwi Mike on.
Oh, I'm glad I
that's probably
brought some life to your show, Kevin. Thank
Well,
you
it
for
must be
having
me because I have a picture of Jay, what I called the mighty midget. Jay.
I thought it was that
I know,
but
but
Dave
Bama
or
is
somebody
saying,
was influenced
yeah,
on my show. So
Bama
somebody's
was saying that
gracious.
he's 5'9". I doubt if he's even close to 5'8" or 5'7". So, Jay, why do you open your little big mouth and say that you're bigger than what you are? All you're saying is a bunch of hot air. When you yell on live broadcast, makes you look I don't know. I can't describe a situation where
it makes you look like an idiot.
No. It makes him look like a chihuahua. Oh, there it is. A chihuahua barking at you. Have you ever have a chihuahua jump up and down in front of you and starts barking at you? That's what Jay looks like.
Chihuahua?
Yeah, the little chihuahua. They jumping down. They're big ears. They're and then you're yapping 100 miles an hour. And it's like, I'm gonna get you for saying this to my daddy. I'm gonna kill you. And that's what a little chihuahua does, And it just bounces up and down in front of you. I mean, this little thing, and all you have to do is just boom, kick it, and it's gone.
Obviously, Roberto, you are referring to the Quentin Ballou show, right?
Bigger than
where he came on.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
You were referring to the Quentin Ballou show where Jay came on and started to yell. And then you listen carefully. I was also yelling, but I couldn't keep it up. And not because I was started to laugh because it was it was surreal, right?
It was like a chihuahua bouncing up and down, yelling at
now I feel like Nico being
you were the doublemint pincher, and you were yelling back at him. But the little chihuahua, they're not afraid. They think just because they're small,
6 foot 5'10".
You know what? I know what
All
you
right,
mean.
you two.
But Mike, since you mentioned Mike Luna,
I'm in the middle here. I like Jay. He's a cool guy. So I mean, have a bit of courtesy for me at least, please.
Mike, since you mentioned it earlier that you like Popeye. Popeye actually has a new channel, Popeye One. Everybody said he's gone, and he has a new channel. I think very interesting stuff there. Really great channel. I just stopped by myself. Why don't you, Kev? Yeah, why don't you, Kev, also go there and then have a show?
What the hell? What?
With Popeye One.
Is that
just like the
show,
old one?
Popeye One?
Popeye One. Jesus, I'd rather go watch Dave's show. I mean, Jesus Christ.
I would just spell it out here. There you go. Popeye One. That's his channel. And I would like, on behalf, Kev, don't laugh. I'm serious. On behalf of Popeye One, I would like to invite the two of you to get on that show.
I gotta erase this. What the hell am I doing?
Erase what? Erase Popeye One? You should.
I can't believe you're. I can't believe I'm letting you give shout outs to other people's shows.
This is not a shout out. I'm just mentioning what's going on in the community, and it's the hottest topic right now. The return of the Popeye.
I quite enjoy Popeye's show. I mean, I'm not going to deny it.
There you go.
I'd rather tell people about Frank's show.
Well, I like Frank too.
I mean, damn.
Jesus.
Frank got a real good show, or Jay, or
I draw the line there. If you're talking about
Bama, Bama got a good show. Black American Expat, I like their shows.
Are we talking about Cotton Ball?
Or Santai 7. Oh man, I feel like I almost need to have a can of spinach. I mean Bluto. I like Bluto.
You forgot to mention Riff Raff Radio, Kev. What about Riff Raff Radio?
You better give Riff Raff a plug, Kev.
No.
Are they still open?
Riff Raff Radio? Yeah, every Saturday, 10 p.m. Philippine Standard Time.
Once a week.
because there is really not
my show's
there's
like
no
3
need.
times a week.
Yeah, I saw that. That's why I don't even know anymore if you're doing shows or not. That's the reason why, Kev.
Hey, I still
Well,
kick you guys' ass. So kiss my ass.
This is the #1 show, eh, Kev? Yep.
Well, maybe not on the weekend, but on the weekday, I keep up with Dave.
I'm not sure about that. Kentucky Baloo is growing strong, and people love to tune in. I saw that he
I'll
put out
give Dave
something
some
really.
credit.
Yeah, you should. You should. The Kentucky Baloo is
I
growing
just
strong and
did.
big. Yeah, and I
I
appreciate
know. I
that.
just did.
I absolutely appreciate
Even
that
though he
because
blocks me, but I give him some credit.
you should give him a lot of credit because yesterday he put out the vlog about his take on the last Riff Raff radio show and about what is going on. Some very valuable insights right there on Quentong Paleo. And I would like to encourage you actually, Kev, to reach out or grab my hand here and because I'm reaching out to you right here, right now on your
And walk
channel
into the fire.
to work
Hey, I
to
don't.
work a
I
little
don't
bit
even know
more
where
with
your
us.
hands been, buddy. I know you don't wash your hand after you wipe.
Grab his hand and walk to the fire of hell.
That's why I'm telling you, Popeye won. You
I
guys
know
are
you
always
don't wash your
invited. I
hands
have not
after you wipe
spoken. I actually have
your
not
poop.
spoken to Popeye, but I know that he likes the two of you. I mean, you, Mike, you said it just here on air. You like the guy. Why don't you just show up there once? Because I think he is live the same time you guys are usually doing
I'm
live
always on.
streams.
I always love
I unblocked everybody. So
That's great.
give me a little bit of credit. I unblocked everybody.
Absolutely.
So
I
just
wanna
leave me alone, okay?
I wanna give
That's good enough for me.
I wanna
Just
give
leave me
great
alone.
credit to
I
Tito
leave you alone. You
Big
leave me
Kevin.
alone.
I want to
That's
give
good
great
enough. Okay?
credit. I want to give great credit to Tito, Big Kevin right here. Everybody who's listening, the 40 people listening right now, I give great credit to Big Kev because this is a new chapter in the saga of the Philippine YouTube community. We are trying to reach out to you. I mean, I'm doing it right now, right here, Kev. We should work a little bit more together. We should collaborate.
Hey,
yeah.
Let's have a couple of drinks, have a couple of laughs, pat each other on the back, and then we all go our own separate ways. I'll call up Roberto sometime later on this week, and then that's it. I mean, that's as far as we're gonna go.
Yeah, let's all meet McCarthy. Hire out a conference center, lock the door, and all have a big drink. Yeah, good idea, Kev.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Lock the door.
If you guys want to answer your phone, that's cool.
But now, Kevin, since I got you on my Facebook Messenger again, would you agree? And the same is true for Mike Luna. Would you guys agree to get on Popeye One's channel one time?
What do you mean?
No,
as a guest?
I already was on his channel.
You were on Riff Raff Radio.
Yeah, that was good enough for me.
So you're not interested, but would you show up in the live chat and make comments? Because I don't think he got you blocked. This channel is brand new, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the old channel.
You guys need new meat. You need to call like Vando or Frank and have somebody with good community stature. I mean, you don't need me no more. I'm old.
Well, they are already the guys who hold the wrench over on Popeye One's channel. I mean, the new channel. And since you just mentioned, Mike Luna, that you like Popeye, I would like to invite you on behalf of the new channel Popeye One to get on the show and have a little chit chat with Popeye, as he loves to call it. He always says, have a little chit chat on Popeye One show. And you, Kev, you could show up and maybe I could convince Popeye to give you the wrench on his channel. How cool would that be? Would that be something?
Hey.
Fuck, I want the fucking wrench. Give me the wrench.
Are you on crack?
Fuck.
No, I ain't gonna promote somebody else's channel.
Riff Radio.
Damn.
No, I think it would be funny.
The Riff Raff Radio.
Yeah, but look around. Look what's happening right now, right here. We are having a good time, right? Or wrong? You would agree to that,
No,
right?
I got a headache. I gotta get off and have my meds and pick my toenails, and then I'm gonna fluff it up my pillow and take a nap.
Come on,
Does anyone
Kevin,
know?
This is the most excitement you had all week. You know it. Admit
All
it, buddy.
year.
No,
What are you talking
planted,
about,
I had strawberries.
Roberto?
I'm gonna go out in my garden.
So being
I got
around the
pimple on my
garden
ass, I got
and
a
all
pop.
all those bees that stinging you, you rather do that than being on with us.
Oh, that reminds me. I got some. I got to put that on. I got a lot of work to do, but hey, but I gotta do some shit.
I want to tell you something, and you tell me, and everybody, this is for everybody. Do you think that right now, because I am on this show together with Roberto, that there are guys among the 41 people listening right now to this show here on your channel, Kev, that they are not writing a comment in the live chat because they know that we are on the show? Because usually when the numbers pick up and reach around 30 to 40 people, the chances are quite high that it's the usual suspects who are in the chat, in the live chat. But right now, because it's me and Roberto on the channel, they don't say a single word. They don't write a single word because they know Riff Raff Radio is in the house. Riff Raff Radio is over on BigKevin's channel.
No, maybe half of these guys follow you guys.
There you go.
But that's okay.
There you go.
Tomorrow I don't work.
But I really don't care. I mean,
all right, okay.
I'm having a good time, and that's what counts. Again, I'm doing this for myself. I ain't getting paid. I don't get no green coming out of it. So
yeah,
yeah, but we're supporting you. That's why we're on.
Oh yeah,
we're supporting you.
Yeah.
Who is that kid?
From long distance support.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
And it's true. The fairy is listening right now, and he's not making a single comment.
I like Jerry.
And the others.
So hey,
I know that. I know that, and I believe Jerry likes you too. So it's mutual. I am aware of that.
Yeah. I also like Roberto. I like you, even though with all your clown antics, I still tolerate you.
It's a jester. It's a jester, my friends. Not a clown. It's a jester.
Yeah. Hey.
With me about Jerry, I haven't made any comments about Jerry because one simple reason. If I start on making comments for what he did to us from the first Ref Radio, I'd blow up. I'd blow up more than having Peter Van Dever on this show. That's how I would. That's why I kept quiet as far as my comment on Jerry. Every time I do see Jerry on a panel, on a chat channel, or a panel, or on a chat room, I keep my mouth shut because I know what I'm capable of blowing up. So I could control myself that way. Good. Yes. And I do
there's one person that I don't like, and I keep my composure, and I don't blow up either. So,
Kev, I would like
to keep quiet.
Kev, I would like
just mind my own business and have my own show.
Kev, who don't you like? Who don't you like, Kevin?
That's that's just between him and me, but that's okay.
Kev, can I ask you? Can I ask you for a favor, Kev? Why are you laughing?
You want me to get my crayon out and my sketch paper?
No, I would like to ask you if you could do me a favor, Kevin. Would you be willing to do me a favor?
No, I don't do favors because they make believe. Come on, buddy.
Yeah, but it's a small favor. It's a small favor. You didn't even hear it yet. You didn't even hear the question yet.
So somebody, when I was in the Philippines, somebody asked for a favor, and I said, "What's the favor?" And they said that their mom was dying, and they wanted
No,
me to
it's not,
give
it's not
blood.
that kind of a it's not that
I
kind of
went
a
over to
favor.
the
It's very easy.
hospital, and I
It's
gave
YouTube
blood.
related. It's YouTube related. It's no drama, no nothing.
YouTube
It's a very easy thing to accomplish, to do. Are you not even curious about what the favor is all about?
I only do real favors,
Yeah,
Aloe.
yeah, okay, that's a real favor. Could you give Popeye from Popeye One a
Fuck
shout out
Popeye.
on your channel? Like, please subscribe to my enemy Popeye One, something like that.
They want to
Hey,
sound
if you guys want to watch Popeye, go ahead, watch Popeye when I'm not on there.
Thank you very much. I love it. Thank you very
terror
much. I owe you, Kev.
No, hey,
That is
you guys,
that's
you
good as
don't
it
owe
gets.
me
We're gonna-
nothing. No, I don't want
I'll
to.
hear a recording
I don't
about
want
this
a
later.
favor. Somebody might say I'm a favor beggar or something. So hey,
No, there'll be a soundbite made.
I mean, that's good. That's good. I mean, that's
It'll be a
good.
good bit of advertising.
There's a little bit of a lack of enthusiasm there, but Kev did great. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. I would like to
But
read
no,
following.
if somebody really needs help, I'm there and I will help you. Just like I said,
Okay.
when I was in the Philippines, somebody needed help, and I did give blood.
Yeah,
I'd
yeah.
like-
I would
I'd like-
like to read out loud a comment from Baba Chang, and I've seen him around on different channels already. I think he was also on Bama's channel yesterday. I'm not 100% sure, but I have seen him around for a while now. And he said, and I would like to get your reaction, Kev and Mike. He said, Aloe is 100% correct. I mean, I like that statement, but Aloe is 100% correct. Once you guys sign off, it will get mighty cold in Big Kevin's live stream. And what he meant is he was referring to me and to Roberto. What do you think about that, Kev?
Explain what he meant.
He
What's
meant
going to get cold?
Okay, Baba, please write down what you meant and correct me if
I know what he means.
if I am right or wrong when I interpret it in following way. When I am gone off, I mean, when I'm not here on your channel anymore and Roberto is not on your channel anymore, then it might get mighty cold on your live stream.
Oh, my shows are hit and miss. 95% of the time, my shows are very good, but sometimes, some of my shows could be a dud. But most of the time, I have very good shows.
A lot of thumbs up if you tell that story you told me earlier about the time that you were in a bar with your American friends, your business friends, in a bar, and this certain lady of the night, gave you pleasure, and then we discussed about
when I was over in McCullough.
Yeah. I bet you will get
that wasn't a lady boy though. Hey,
no,
Chris.
No. But
but a lot of.
But you couldn't prove to me what it was, and you start laughing when I asked, "Did you ever check the package on this person?" And you couldn't come up with any answer.
Okay. I'll tell what I told Roberto. When I was living over in Homesite, my next door neighbor, over in Bacolod, he came over to my place and he said, "Kevin, let's go over to Golden Field," and we went over there, and these girls, we sat down. There was three guys, and these three girls sat down next to us. And this one girl, I thought she was pretty fine looking, and she said, "Hey, you want to buy me a ladies drink?" And I said, a ladies'
girl,
drink. And
you asked the girl.
Yeah, and the girl said,
wait a second, I don't
no,
get it. You asked the girl if she can buy
no,
you a ladies' drink, or the girl asked you
no,
to buy her a
no,
ladies' drink?
no. The girl asked me if
Ah,
I could buy her a ladies' drink.
okay. I thought it's
And
the other way around.
I said a ladies' drink, and I looked at my Filipino businessman friend, and because he's the host, he's the one that took me out, and he shook his head, he said yes, and she said, if you buy me a drink, I'll give you a BJ. And I said, where? And she said, right here, right now. And I said, well, my friends are right here. And she said, oh, that's okay. And I said, well, they can see it. And she said, that's okay. And I said, yeah, but I'm a little bit shy. She said, so? And I said, well, she said, you want it or not? And I said, well, yeah, but and she I was wearing my gym shorts, and she took it out, and she started doing it. And my buddy, my Filipino businessman friend, he's a accountant, and he stopped watching, and he was going, oh, Kevin's so big, and I was going like a thumbs up, and she was just like gagging and making noises and stuff, and she finished, and evidently she did a good job, and my buddy, he was watching and everything, and I said, aren't you shy for watching? And he goes, no. And because I was a little bit shy, because I never had nobody watch, like public watch that before. And then Roberto said, how did I know that? What was that, like a boy, like a guy? And I said, well, what do you mean? He said, well, sometimes they have lady boys. And I said, no, this was a real girl. And he said, how do you know? And I said, well, because it was a girl. And he said, well, sometimes they got lady boys that's working in those places, and because they have boobs and everything. But yeah, Roberto tried to tell me it could have been. So, but no, this was a real girl, and I knew because it was a real girl. That's how I know.
And 2 minutes later, Kevin was finished.
Well, it was more like 30 minutes, because I was a little bit shy to begin with.
Well, guys, I'll have to. I'm being told that I have to leave. So
yeah, because I bet you made you a little bit horny. So now you're gonna go and hey.
No, I'll go to the
yeah.
To be honest with you, Kevin, we've got to go to the fucking supermarket, and I hate it.
Huh?
Oh, we're not going to the supermarket. We're going to where?
Going to the mall.
Okay, we're going to the mall.
They probably cool you down.
Keep it rated G there, Kevin.
You know who wears the pants? My family. Well, guys, I'd just like to say before I go, thank you very much, Kevin, for allowing us to have a funny conversation, I suppose, intelligent conversations or whatever.
Well, wait, don't stand up. Wait till it dies down a little bit.
And thank you, Roberto, for coming on too, I suppose. I just like to say, I'll just put it out there though, guys. I like I said earlier on, Alo, I respect what you have to say sometimes, and I quite like you too, as you probably know. But there are some times where you really do go overboard, mate. I have to stick up for Jay on this. What you say, I think it was a bit below the belt, but hey. At YouTube, you guys will sort it out.
Well, did you explain? Did you explain what you thought about what Jay said at first?
Yeah,
besides
Roberto,
what Elo said later.
Yeah, not going over old ground, Roberto, but the bottom line is Jay may have said that, but I don't think he said it with the intent that deserved Alo's reply back. I mean, hey, that's cool. It's what's done's done. You guys will sort it out. But I'm just saying, Frank, I think you're all right, mate. Dave Phelps, no hard feelings, mate. But we say what we say, and I'm sure you don't really care. I'm sure we'll get on in the future. That's about it. I'll catch you guys later. Popeye 1, I'm coming to sub. And Riff Raff Radio, we'll see you on Saturday. Kevin, I'll see you when I see you.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
You're not going to say goodbye to John Doe? You're going to hurt his feelings.
John Doe, you're a cunt.
Guess not.
I did. I said goodbye to them.
All right.
Nah, it's all good.
That's the beginning, I guess.
Peace, everyone.
Yeah.
Peace. Yeah.
All right, Alo.
Is this the last round of thoughts, Kev?
Yeah.
Well, let me just put out that Riff Raff Radio will be on this coming Saturday, 10 p.m. And please subscribe to the new Popeye 1 channel. I really appreciate the fact that you let us on your channel, Big Kev. Respect, and I hope that we can do this again. And everybody else who was tuning in, thank you for tuning in. And shout out to Frank Battaglia, because somebody just told me I should give Frank Battaglia a shout out. Great channel and great vlogs, different colors, always like red, black. He doesn't really show a lot on the vlogs right now, but deep thoughts over on Frank Battaglia's channel. What else do I have to say? I think that's about it. Thanks a lot, guys. Thanks.
All right, buddy. Yeah, thanks for coming on, buddy. Roberto.
Well, I'd like to thank you, Kevin, for having me on. My last word would be to the Cebu crew. I'm not going to stop. I am coming back to Riff Raff Radio. Just a special appearance because I want this to end. Actually, with our goal as getting rid of all the undesirable expats in the Philippine YouTube community. Once that's done, then my mission is done. So I'm still coming after you guys, not to hurt you, but to let you know that we can touch you from behind without you knowing that we're touching you, if you know what I mean. So be prepared, especially you, Bama. You're getting to that point where you're getting a little brave for being such a short man. You think you can take on us, so you got to be careful. And there is a new channel up there. It's one of my favorite channels, and I want to, if you don't mind, Kevin, I want to give it a shout out. And
hey, just hurry up and make it fast, huh?
Yeah, okay.
I'm a busy person, if you don't know.
Yeah, we know you're busy. It's La Liga Filipinas. That's the new channel. Everybody subscribe to the channel.
You can spell that one out if you want.
La Liga Filipinas, Laliga Filipina. It means the Philippine League. It's a channel that its main purpose is to watch out for all these undesirable expats in the YouTube community. Right now,
hate channel?
No. It's just it's a secret group that actually was started from my brother that is living in the Philippines. He started it, and he has several members in Cebu, Bohol. He even has members in Negros, and he has quite a few members in Manila area, especially around Makati. So that's what I'm saying is this group is going to touch you on the shoulders like God or Jesus does when he puts his hand on your head. And he'll let you know that we're here to watch, or they're here to watch you guys with all your undesirable ways in the Philippines. So that's all I have to say. Thank you guys. I want to shout out to Rain Man. I want to shout out to John Doe, Popeye, all these guys. We have our differences, yes, and we'll continue our differences. But yeah, let's support Kevin on his show, just like you guys would support your favorite vlogger. Okay, thanks everybody.
No, you all.
See you soon.
All right. Well, you guys got to remember that all these different shows, if you want to watch everybody's shows, everybody has a favorite show. Everybody has a favorite vlogger. You know, it could be Rainman, it could be Aloe, it could be Popeye, it could be Dave. You know, it could be even Nico, or it could even be myself, or it could be, you know, Will. You know, who knows who you want to follow. I like to follow Sentai 7. I like Bama. I like Jay. I like both Jays. You know, everybody has, you know, to each their own. You know, so if these guys that, you know, I'm gonna give everybody equal opportunity. I'm not gonna go, hey, you know, you guys are right and these other guys are wrong. So hey, if you guys want to come on and say, hey, you guys are wrong about whatever you said, I'm going to give you guys an equal opportunity to come on and say what you want. So I'm going to have a show tomorrow at 7:00. And if you guys want to come on, or even I could have a show in the morning time. And if you guys want to come on and and talk, you guys are more than welcome to come on, and you know, you could talk and talk about whatever they talked about, you know. So if you guys want to air out and talk about whatever, like cover yourselves, I'm gonna give you guys an opportunity, you know. So you know, it's called being fair. I don't think it's fair that only one person could talk about somebody and then the other people can't talk back. So if you guys want to come on, you guys could come on and talk, and I'll give you guys an opportunity, because you know it's just called being fair. Hopefully somebody would do that to me also. If somebody was talking bad about me, I would have an opportunity to do the same thing. But yeah, hey, we had a good show. There wasn't really that much name calling. You know, it's okay to not see eye to eye with other people. Nobody got blocked. Nobody got thrown off the show. Nobody had a temper tantrum. Nobody got their feelings hurt. So this, like I said, this can be like a good entertainment. You know, at the end of the day, if you got entertained, that's good. But just at the end of the day, you just gotta realize that this isn't really, this is just a form of entertainment, and it's not really it's just a switch that I'm going to flip in around half an hour. I'm going to turn everything off and keep on doing what I've been doing. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you guys' audience and hanging out with me for 2 hours. We went by pretty fast. Yeah. I could call you guys my friends, my YouTube friends, my comrades, whatever, Yeah. Some of you guys I call pretty good friends. I'm not, whatever you want to call it. Yeah. Tomorrow's another day. You guys have a good night. Have a good day. Have a good week. Stand up. If you're not having a good day, just stand up, brush yourself off. Let's make tomorrow a better day. This shit ain't real. Let's all just stand up and stand tall. Make tomorrow a better day. Yeah. Hug your family. Call up your family. Tell them, say, hey. Tell them you love them. I do. Believe that. Oh, shit. That's what I got going. That's my reality. My kids. Hey, Raymond. No lady boys. All right, I'm out of here. Look both ways before you cross the street. Yep. Hug a dog. Big dog, little dog. Don't matter. All right, you guys. Be careful. Be safe. God bless. I'm out.